What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Naples Pier, one of the most iconic places in Florida. Today, the video is pretty simple. We're just walking down the Naples Pier to see what it's like out here on a beautiful afternoon. One of the most iconic places in Florida, my hometown, Naples, Florida. The water looked really beautiful earlier, so I was like, let's go to the beach. It's been pretty windy this year, and the wind doesn't really help promote the best beach conditions. So with the wind being so much lately, it's been kind of hard to get clear, good water. So we're gonna make an effort to find days where it's not so windy, because windy days don't promote clear water. And I've been just watching the weather for like the last 15 days, hoping for a day where the wind dies down enough to be able to, kind of be out here without the water being dirty. Now, what's neat about Naples, and in particular, anywhere in South Florida, is that during this time of the year, most of the snowbirds and tourists are going to be gone, and you're just going to be left with the locals. But recently, over the last few years, I would say since about 2016, there's definitely been more people come down here from other places during the summertime, which is supposed to be the slow season, which is kind of an odd thing. Now, Naples and the people that come to Naples over the years has been changing a lot, really. Naples used to be a place of mostly just retired elderly people, but ever more and more, there's more people, younger people, and more diverse people coming to Naples than ever. So we're gonna go for a little expedition here. See how clear the water looks, see how clean everything looks. This isn't Panama City Beach with clear waters. Now, right down here, this is actually beautiful. In fact, it's inviting actually down here. You can see behind the sandbar, the water is actually pretty clear on this end, in front of the sandbar. And in front of it, it's a little bit, there's good colors, but the water's not perfectly clear. And again, this part of Florida isn't exactly, this isn't Panama City Beach where the waters are perfectly clear. Over here, it's a little bit more, a little bit dirtier water, but it's warmer water too throughout the whole year. And the sands are pretty white. So it's a little different than, let's say, Panama City Beach. You can just see some of the emerald, beautiful colors. Fortunately, like I said, it's just been too windy lately. It's been too windy for comfort. And I don't like to, unless the water's like today, I would actually go for a swim. And I probably will go for a swim later on today. I like when the water's like this, where it's clear enough to see it, because I do a lot of fishing. And once you do a lot of fishing, you already know where I'm going to go with this. Once you do enough fishing, you understand what's in the water, and you really won't go in water that is not, visible. Like, I would actually go for a swim here. And it's not like you're afraid, it's more like you've been in the water and you've been fishing and you know what's in there. Once you know what's in there, I don't go swimming unless the water's like this, where I can clearly see where I'm going. So it's not a bad looking day. And there's a little bit of seaweed, which is fine. Water's somewhat clear. Unfortunately, it's just been so windy. But what's weird about beaches is, like, it'll be like this here, and you could go 5 miles south of here, 5 miles north of here, and the water could be much dirtier or a lot cleaner. Has a lot to do with wind directions and stuff. But this is a special place for me, and I've been, as you guys would know, being from Naples and stuff, I've been here. So many memories since I was a kid. This was life. Coming here was part of life for me. Coming here was definitely part of life for me. One of the most iconic places. But it's weird because, like, when we first, when we used to live here, it would all just be elderly people. Minnesotas and Wisconsins, and now it's really different. It's a different crowd. I would assume those old Italian guys from New York perished many years ago. And you'll see sharks, you'll see sea turtles, manatees, dolphins, You'll see all types of stuff. Looks like today there's a big group of Koreans here. I think they're Korean. It's rude to ask, but not bad. These lines are pretty good because if there's a shark or anything, it's gonna come up around this edge, just trying to see if it can sneak up on whatever's out there. So not bad at all. Look at this, y'all. Beautiful Naples, Florida. I just love being out here and just seeing big shadows pass right by people, big sharks. Whatever's out there, man, you just never know. Like I said, this line of seaweed usually brings good feeding opportunities to the water. But it's gorgeous, man. It really is. There's not a single thing here that would ruin your day other than people from Canada and bikini, the dang old Speedo things they wear. The old Canadians come out here in them Speedos. You're like, get that dang Speedo out in the road, man. But beautiful Naples. It's just gorgeous out here. Yeah. You'll see all types of stuff in the water, man. You'll see dolphins, sharks, goalie groupers. Yep. I've never done a video on the Naples Pier that even remotely gets any views. For some reason, there's just too many YouTubers that come in. This is like an iconic place. Like thousands of people come to every year. So it's really difficult for a video here to actually get like incredible views because it's like so many millions of people come to Florida to places like Naples that there's nothing special about it as far as getting views on the internet. There's a lot of people that have uploaded videos like this from here. Nothing special really. It's just a common place to travel to. Big waves. I love how big the waves look out here. They're not like big waves, but you can see some length to them. Come right through here. Oh, I don't know if one of these people's. You good, man? You good? All right. I have the fishing pole in the truck, but I don't know if I'm gonna bring it out today. I have to see what the fishing tide didn't look. The little tide, they call it the fishing forecast. It wasn't like incredible. It wasn't bad either, but it wasn't. Oh, look at the fish! Look at all the fish down there. I don't know what those are. It might be it might be mullet. So if those are mullet, then immediately underneath them, it's gonna come a goalie group and just start snatching them all up right giant snuck. So they're right about there right now. But yeah, the water looks right. There's not too many people fishing, and that's not usually a bad thing. Not too many people fishing means if you're fishing, you have better chances. But it's funny too when like growing up here, just watching people from up Midwest, they come fish down here and they're using like plastic worms and stuff. And you're like, bless your heart, you know. There it is, Naples. Way off in the distance, you can see. I wouldn't call it a skyline, but there's some high rises on that way. Beautiful country road, take me home to a place I can't afford. Naples, Florida. Hialeah. And what's funny is that these people, they have a tour bus, and the tour bus tried to pulled right into the parking, which is very small. So there's this giant tour bus looking thing just kind of jammed up against beautiful pelicans right there. Oh, this is gorgeous. Yeah, this is on a weekday. Gorgeous watercolor. You just need a few days of no wind and this will get gorgeous out here. And that's really the thing about the Naples Pier. It's like you just got to catch it when there's really no wind for a few days. This is a good spot right here. For some reason, all my times fishing Naples Pier, right around here is the best. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's see what's when I fish right in here. My experience is it's the best place to fish. You'll see all types of cool stuff though, man. Usually you look down there and you'll see all types of groupers and sharks. One night we were out here and there was like 40 nurse sharks and there's like 20 people trying to hook into them. No fishing on Sundays from January to May. See, this is the problem. This right here is a problem. Let me tell you why. This is the Naples Fishing Pier. Now, I don't know what's behind this ordinance, but from January to May, that's kind of like when the tourists are here. This is the Naples Fishing Pier. This isn't in the Naples Tourist Pier, the walking pier. This is the Naples Fishing Pier, bro. Like, it's incredible how over the years they've kind of wiped away the identity of this place. I don't even get into that, you know. But no fishing on the Naples Fishing Pier. It's ironic. In fact, they were recently trying to change the name of the Naples Fishing Pier just to Naples Pier or something. But really, that's what it is. You can see there's a bunch of fish jumping through here. I don't know if they're mullet. You can see a big crowd of fish. Actually, there's thousands of fish underneath us right now. There's just a cloud of fish down there. And the birds are going to get on them. But you can see there's, I guess, they're mullet running through there. And so you can see there's a lot of fish jumping through. Now, that boat might have maybe shummed it up a little bit or something. You can see there's a lot of fish jumping there. So there's probably going to be snook and jack underneath them. There they go. The birds are going to get on it immediately as soon as they see that. But the fish are right on the surface, just trying to stay alive. Yeah, there's a lot of fish down there. I mean, like, there's like entire schools of, I guess it's some mojaras or something. Now, the problem with that would be if there's a lot of fish, bait fish in the water, usually the fish is not good. There's just too much food in the water. So I don't like it when it's like that. But that one night, man, there was nurse sharks everywhere, left, right, everywhere you looked, there was nurse sharks. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna interrupt these people in a minute. Nurse sharks, man, there was just like so many people trying to get their hands on them. None of them were actually able to do it. But I actually got in on the nurse sharks. I got hooked into one. I had a bonito head, and that pretty much did it. The bonito head did it, and I was the only person that day that hooked into a shark. And these guys were going nuts, running around, trying, but they didn't have the right bait. Now, shark fishing's long been banned on here. This pier's been here since like the 1800s. And back before Naples didn't have roads. So, whoa, look at that. See, there's definitely like, oh yeah, look at that, guys. Let's see when the water's that packed or not. I think these are mullet. Can't really tell from here. I don't know what they are. There's like thousands of them. Yeah, there's thousands of them. I don't know what they are. They look like maybe mullet. Hard to tell from here. I got a cast and I could find out. They might be finger mullet. I'm not sure. There's thousands of them. But there's definitely going to be bigger fish chasing this. And you know, these lines of seaweeds, they really bring in a lot of... I remember one year we had a hurricane coming through. And it's just like this is packed with fish now. It was packed with like thousands. Like, I've never seen so many fish. The fish were... I guess there was an atmospheric pressure change. And that caused... that pressure change caused the fish to flee in front of the storm. And there was just thousands of fish, man. I wish I had... That was before the days of YouTube and recording stuff. If we had recorded that, man, one of these iPhones, that'd have been like 40 million views or something. You know? But back then, it wasn't like that. There we go. Let's say one of them gets scared and they all get scared. There's probably nothing chasing them at this point. But, it's just beautiful, beautiful Naples, man. I hadn't seen as much fish in a while. But I think they're finger mullet. Hard to tell from here. I'm blind nowadays. There might not even be anything chasing them. It might just be they scare themselves and they all, you know. I don't see anything. But it can definitely get fun with this much bait fish out here. It can definitely get fun. any minute, like a bunch of snook or jacks or something could see this and be like, that's a lot of bayfish. But man, this one time I was out here, it was just so incredible. There's so many bayfish in the water. I mean, like big fish and stingrays and sharks, and they're all in groups like they're all trying to flee the change in the atmospheric pressure. And I've never ever seen that again. It was a one-time thing. It was like the storm came up, and I guess it hadn't been windy for a while, and then all of a sudden they got windy, and then the atmospheric pressure changed, and all these fish, man, it was just so incredible. And the water was clear that day. I mean, it was like for hours, nothing but hundreds of fish passing. But it's tough when there's this many bayfish in the water. It's going to be tough for anybody to catch anything. Unless you're doing something different, like you're going to the shoreline. Or the animals aren't dumb. They figure it out. They know this is a dangerous place to come eating. But I'm really enjoying the ATV a lot. I live about an hour and 20. It'd be a nightmare to get a boat out here. I think if we want to get a boat, we're better off. This guy's got a little shiner or something. A little bit of big fish right there. Oh, he's got a greenback. That's called a greenback or a greenie or a silverback. Some people call them shiners as well. Probably bigger than something he's going to be able to shout on. He's going to lose it eventually. I call them greenbacks because you can see the top of them are green. He's going to have a hard time eating that, man. You know how many of those you've stolen from me over the years? What if I just stole yours and got even with you, huh? You wouldn't like that, would you? How would that make you feel if I just stole your shiner like you've been stealing mine, huh? 'Cause I could definitely steal it from you right now. Oh, you got it. Well, you better get it. How many shiners you stole from me over the years, buddy? Why do you hang on this pier? Why don't you get a real life? The rest of the birds out in the Everglades. I hate bums, like bird bums. There's a lot of birds that are homeless. Like if you're an egret and you hang out by a pier, you're totally like you're a homeless egret. Because an egret would rather be like out in the Everglades or something in a swamp. But if you're an egret and you're here on a pier, but it's a crazy thing how they have this new law here, where you can't fish on Sundays or whatever. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because this is the Naples fishing pier, and it's during the tourist season. In other words, these rich people that come here from other places and tourists, they're catering so much to them. They're catering so much to those types of people that now the local people, local people haven't had a say here in decades. The real Floridian who fishes and is from here. Like I left Naples and I was like, it's never gonna be the same. Like they're catering to tourism and big businesses. They don't really care about the local people. Like the notion that the Naples Pier would ban fishing during half the year to cater to tourists, it's just like, you have to understand Naples. Can you imagine how wild this place was? I think up to like the 1920s is when US 41 finally came all the way down to Naples, because back then, from the late 1800s, the Naples area had nothing but the Naples Pier as basically the bridge to the world. And if you've seen big trucks, big mud trucks, the first big mud trucks ever were out of Naples, Florida. Like the first ever. Hey, this guy caught something. The first truck ever. First mud truck ever was right here in Naples, Florida. There's actually photos of it on the internet. This guy caught a little ladyfish? Little ladyfish or something right there, man.
What's that?
Oh, you got a little baby sea trout, man. That's cool. That's a good one to catch, though.
Yeah. Caught a couple of them so far.
Sea trout are biting? Are they all small like that, though?
Yeah.
Nice, man. I caught a big one, but now with all the new regulations you still got to put them back.
Yeah.
Up on Estero, there's a lot of them in Estero Bay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're hard to catch, though. They're usually a really good sign. Good luck, man. But it's just weird how like Naples went from being this isolated outpost. I mean, think about before air conditioning. This was the most far out place you could have gone to. This was the end of the world. There was no roads connecting it that way. Half the year you're in the swampy, heat, humidity, no air conditioner. The original people that were from Naples, these are some tough people. With no roads, and then the few trucks that made it down here, eventually they were the first to actually put big mud tires on trucks and put semi-truck tires on old cars in the 40s and stuff and whatever, where everybody else didn't do that. They were really the first ones to do it out of necessity, because literally that's just how it's really just how isolated of a place it was to go from being kind of one of the frontiers of the toughest places in the world, or at least in America, not in the world, in America you could say, one of the frontiers of, toughest place, no air conditioner, not even roads, being the first people to actually make mud trucks out of necessity because it was so inaccessible. I mean, you can go back to like Alabama, Mississippi, those places, even North Florida, they've been inhabiting those areas forever. The Spanish had missions since like the 1700s, but down here, this is a frontier. Like, I mean, literally into the 60s is when people finally started to come to Florida. You went from having 1 million people in Florida back then to now 20-some million in 60 years. It's an incredible growth, and it's weird how they've kind of forgot that this city was the first place in the United States where you needed a mud truck. The Naples swamp buggy races. That's the essence of the city. The real history of this place has been kind of replaced and forgotten. And there's nothing wrong with tourists coming here, but when you start to cater to them more than the people that are from here, I don't know. I just don't think it's a good look. I think it's not good for the city. That you're gonna now. This is what happens on a fishing pier. It's a fishing pier. The name says it, fishing pier. I don't know. I never thought that I'd see a sign that said that. Like, even when I used to come here, when I was a kid, I didn't come here to fish. I came here just to hang out and walk or whatever. But you understood that there's a bunch of people fishing here. That's kind of what happens on a fishing pier. But even other like places in Florida, you have roadways that come along the beach. There's no roadways. There's nowhere in Naples where you can see the beach from a road. Nowhere. Literally, there's no stretch of road here like that. And that's interesting. Just wearing a Speedo. Dude's wearing a Speedo. And he's not Canadian. Katie, we gotta give me a Speedo. It's really the fashionable thing to do here. You sure? Oh, there you are. Little fish might be sea trouts. I'm not sure. I didn't know sea trouts gather in numbers like that. But there it is, guys. The Naples Pier. From one of the most isolated places imaginable to one of the most sought after tourist destinations. Naples has really come a long way. But I guess now catering to tourism is definitely more important than remembering that this is a fishing pier, more than all. Not that I'd want to come fishing here during that time of the year anyways. I have one in Naples. Even when I lived in Naples, we planned most of our activities around the summertime and kind of dodged the winter for anything. Like during the winter, we would avoid doing just about anything, because why would you want to be out here during the winter? But there's a bunch of shiners right there. I got to cast that in the truck. Not feeling like fishing today. Just kind of enjoying the vibes. No fishing today, guys. But I don't want to make this video too long, since at the end of the day, signal's so bad here in Naples that getting videos off is a nightmare. All the advancement for what? You can't even upload a video from YouTube out here. There's not enough signal for that. Ridiculous. Checking out from Naples though.